Good afternoon and welcome into Memorial Stadium here in Waterbury, Connecticut, as we're all set for the third and fourth games of this four-game set in the Central Atlantic Collegiate Conference. It's the Bloomfield Bears coming into town to take on your post-university Eagles. And with that, the team is already on the field. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into the broadcast booth. My name is Max Stapleton, joined alongside our entire production crew today. We're thrilled to be taking you through this action. Should be a fun one, a pretty important one for Post in terms of the conference standings. They currently sit in second place in the CACC. Meanwhile, for their opponents, the Bloomfield Bears, well, it's the longest losing streak in the nation this year at 45 games after they got swept yesterday. Doesn't matter which division you're talking about, 1, 2, 3, or NAIA. It belongs to the Bloomfield Bears, but we'll get more into that as this game goes along. Looks like both these squads are ready, so we'll give you the starting lineup for the visiting Bloomfield Bears. Leading them off, it'll be their pitcher, Marquise Arazo, followed by Andres Frias in center field. Malachi Jones bats third at first base. Batting cleanup, it's Robert Jimenez at the hot corner. Juan Romero bats fifth in right field. Elder Maldonado bats sixth. Joseph Klein, the shortstop, he's batting seventh. Following him, it's Miguel Burgos behind the plate. And rounding out the lineup today for the visitors, it's Franny Medina over at second base. Well, looks like the two pitchers are ready. Brennan Holligan is ready. Marquise Arazo is ready. And the first pitch of the game fouled off, and we're underway here at 11:59. Good morning, I guess, technically. Only for another minute or so. So Brennan Holligan, safe to say he's the ace of this post-university staff. We'll give you his numbers in just a quick moment. Righty on lefty matchup to kick off our evening. Next pitch misses outside, and it moves the count to 1-1. Holligan this year, what a year he is having. Second best ERA on the team at 3.86. 42 innings pitched this year. He's also got a sub-2 whip with 1.36 this season. It's really some good numbers overall. Good pitch, just misses the top half of the zone, and it moves to 2-1. 6'5" right-hander out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Transferred over from the College of Southern Nevada, which is an NAIA school. Now in his third season here with the Eagles. Big swing and a miss, and now the count evens up at 2 apiece. Meanwhile, on the other side of the diamond tonight, it's Marquise Arazo, who we'll see in the bottom half of the first on the mound, a two-way player out of Woodland Park, New Jersey, and a .214 batting average, but a small sample size so far this year. Takes a close pitch in there for a called strike 3 on the outside corner. What a way to kick off the night for Brendan Holligan. First batter, first strikeout of the game, and it's out number 1 here in the first. Move things over to Andres Frias now. Outfielder out of Trenton, New Jersey. Righty on righty matchup, and the first pitch coming into him. Good fastball right on the outside corner for a strike. Give you the defensive alignment for the Eagles so far today. Left to right in the outfield, it's Hayden Roberge in left, Demarius Rodriguez in center, and Dario Sosa patrolling the waters in right. Do back-to-back fastballs dotting the outside corner out of the hands of Holligan, and it's 0-2. It's Justin Rivera at the hot corner, Jesse Alfala at shortstop, Rene Vega III, the second baseman, and Manny Contreras over at first. Behind the plate, it's Isaiah Velasco, battery mates, of course, with Brennan Holligan, who looked like he picked up his second strikeout in as many at-bats, but pitch was just off the outside corner, where it goes to 1-2. Post in what I believe are alternate uniforms, taking a page out of Tennessee's book today. And Holligan gets a swing and a miss for a big strikeout number 2. So good start to this one for Brennan Holligan. He looks sharp early. Looked like the fastball out of the right-hander's hands. And looking for a 1-2-3 inning, it'll be up to Malachi Jones to try to keep this one alive for Bloomfield. Jones, the senior out of West Orange. Righty on lefty matchup, and the first pitch in. Check swing, ruled to strike on the outside corner, and it's 0-1. Jones, the third best batting average on the Bears this year at .225. He's also got a .333 on base percentage, which is really, really good. Doesn't matter if you're on the Bears or not. Fouls that next one off, and it quickly goes to 0-2. For a team that does not have a win yet this year, a lot of the numbers aren't as bad as you think they would be for Bloomfield. For Malachi Jones specifically, he's actually having a pretty good year. Needs to protect here, though. The 0-2. Fastball just a bit outside. Remains 1-2. Beautiful day here in Waterbury. Really the first day that truly feels like spring of the year. 75 degrees. Cloudy, but some sun will peek through throughout this game. The 1-2. Swing! And a foul tip in and out of the glove of the catcher Velasco, and we'll do it again. I thought Holligan struck out the side there. A lively fastball up in the strike zone. It's hard to catch up with if you're Jones. At the same time, you can do a lot to play off of that fastball if you're Holligan. So where does he go to here? 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody on, and 2 outs here in the top of the first. The pitch. Ooh, you could tell that Jones wanted to go, but just held up, and it evens it up, 2-2. Pitch count in pretty good shape so far for Holligan. Not just pretty good, really good. This will be only the 10th pitch of the inning coming up. Another 2-2. High fly ball, shallow left field. Actually, it's going to stay in the infield. And the shortstop, Alfala, gets under it. And Holligan works himself a 1-2-3 inning here in the top of the first. We're still scoreless, heading to the bottom half. Welcome back into Municipal Stadium as we're just about to get underway for the bottom half of the first inning. And on the mound for the Bloomfield Bears, it'll be the 6-foot even sophomore out of Woodland Park, New Jersey. It's Marquise Arraza who led off the top half of the frame hitting-wise. Now he's out on the mound. It's been a little bit of a tough year this year for Arraza. 13.08 ERA throughout 10 appearances. 21 and a third innings pitched. He's given up 31 earned. More walks than strikeouts, which you never like to see. 22 as opposed to 16. And a decent amount of extra base hits. Opponents are hitting .422 against him so far this year. So looking to bring some of those numbers down today. And a very pitcher-friendly ballpark here in Waterbury. And here's the lineup he'll be going up against for the Eagles, entering this one with a 23-16 overall record. 19-7 so far in CACC play. Leading us off, it'll be Jesse Alfala, the shortstop, followed by Rene Vega III at second base. Demarius Rodriguez, one of the CACC's best hitters so far this year. He's in center batting third. Isaiah Velasco will bat fourth behind the plate. Following him, it's Justin Rivera at the hot corner. Hayden Roberge is in left field. He's batting sixth. Batting seventh, it's Jalen Kelly, the designated hitter. Batting eighth, Dario Sosa in right field, and rounding out the lineup today for the Eagles, it'll be Manny Contreras, the first baseman. So Jesse Alfala steps onto the plate, righty versus righty matchup, and the first pitch from Arrazo in there. And we'll see how Arrazo can handle what's been a pretty lively post offense as of late for the last couple of weeks. 0-1 offering in from Arrazo, swung on and popped up. Shallow right field, ranging back to second baseman Medina. And he almost loses it, but makes the catch behind his head for a scary out number one if you're Bloomfield. But hey, gets the job done nevertheless. Now I move things over to Rene Vega III. What an addition that Rene Vega has been this year for post, a freshman coming in. And how about a .369 batting average on the year? Not to mention a .483 on base percentage and an .885 OPS. Just some tremendous numbers for Vega. About halfway through this season, grounds one up the middle, right to the shortstop, and Klein handles it cleanly, fires to first. 2 up and 2 down to begin Arrazo's night. quick at-bats, too, from Marquise Arazo. 2 pitches to Jesse Alfala, and then Vega grounded up the middle on the first pitch he saw. So only 3 pitches so far, and now it's going to be up to Demarius Rodriguez trying to keep this first inning alive. Switch hitter batting from the left side and grounds one over to first. So a 4-pitch first inning for Marquise Arazo. That's how you get it done efficiently. And we're scoreless after 1 heading to the second. Thank you. To the top of the second we go. And Brennan Holligan back out on the mound. What a pitching matchup we got so far. Maybe not the most expected thing considering these two teams statistically, but Holligan, the ace of this post-Eagles staff, he got a 1-2-3 inning in the top half of the first. Looking to do the same against the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. First pitch into Robert Jimenez on its way. Hard line drive, but well out in front of it. Goes out of play and foul, and it goes to 0-1. Jimenez, sophomore shortstop out of Patterson, New Jersey, hitting 175 this year. 3 doubles and a homer for 7 RBIs. 12 walks to 27 strikeouts, though. Most on the team this year. So your prototypical cleanup hitter, so to speak. Hard line drive into left field. It's a base hit, and the first base runner of the game for either side. It's Robert Jimenez, and an 0-1 count. Now things move over to Juan Romero with a runner on first and nobody gone. Yesterday in Game 1, it was the Bears getting out to a 4-0 lead early before the Eagles came all the way back and ended up winning the game 9-4. So Holligan trying to not have the same thing happen today. Bears have showcased how they're able to get their offense going early in these games. Ground ball to the right side. Nice play by the first baseman Contreras to second for 1. The relay back to first, not in time. Boy, would have been almost impossible to turn 2. Now Holligan is coming up a little bit gimpy. Looks like he's limping back over towards the pitcher's mound, and we're going to have a mound visit here. Head coach and athletic trainer coming over to check on Brendan Holligan. But how about Manny Contreras on that play? Looked like the ball was going to go over his head the entire way. Was able to just get a piece of it and throw it on to second base. So it will go down as a fielder's choice for Juan Romero. He reaches safely on the play. Robert Jimenez heads back to the dugout with his head down. I think Brendan Holligan might have gotten spiked. Although I'm not totally sure. I didn't get the best look at it. He seems to be waving off everybody out on the mound. It's head coach Ray Skold out there for the Eagles. Looking for the athletic trainer. Checking on Holligan right now. I'm sure they'll give him a few warm-up pitches. So, actually, maybe not necessarily, but looks like he'll be okay. So it'll be a runner on first with 1 man gone. Again, put a star next to that one for Manny Contreras at first base because he saved a base hit. And now Holligan gives him some love a little bit late. Had to focus on the injury first, but you like to see him remember to salute his teammate at the end there. So Elder Maldonado's the next batter up. Righty on righty matchup. And Maldonado having a really good season for the Bears so far. First pitch in. Fastball finds the strike zone. Boy, tough pitch to do anything with if you're a hitter. Fastball low and away. And it's 0-1. Maldonado with the second highest batting average on the team this year at 226. Same exact spot, same exact call, and it goes to 0-2. He's also got the best OPS on the team at 651. 13 walks to 21 strikeouts. So what does Holligan do here? 2 fastballs low and away, dotted on the outside corner. What do you follow it up with? The 0-2. Try to go back to that same spot, just left it a little farther outside, and it goes to 1-2 this time. The runner on first is Juan Romero after the fielder's choice. 1 for 1 on stolen base attempts, so not a whole lot of opportunities, but hey, he's perfect so far. And Holligan thinking the same thing that I am. He's getting a little jumpy over there on first, so keeps an eye on him. From the stretch, well, runner gets back there, quick tag. And they're going to say that Romero was back in safely, but that was much closer than I'm sure Romero would have liked for it to be. But here's the issue now. If you're Brenton Holligan, you don't have any more throws over. You got to go get him if you pick off back to first base. So now on first, Romero can take a bit of a larger lead. The 1-2. Grounded up the middle. This could be 2 from shortstop to second for 1. The relay back to first. In time. Boy, another tremendous play by Manny Contreras to keep his toe on the bag. The throw looked a little bit wild, but it's an inning-ending 6-4-3 double play, and that'll do it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base, as we're still scoreless after 1.5. To the bottom of the second we go in a 0-0 ball game. What a first inning it was for Marquise Arazo out on the mound. Threw 4 pitches in the bottom of the first and worked a 1-2-3 inning. So Isaiah Velasco on the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for Post looking to put up a bit more of a fight. Velasco, the cleanup hitter, lefty hitting catcher this year. It's pretty rare that you get such a well-hitting catcher in any level of baseball these days. But this year, it's been quite the year for him. Overall, a 348 season through. This is not a small sample size. This is 115 at-bats. He's got an over 1,000 OPS as well. Takes a strike right down West Broadway to even the count at 1-1. He's got 13 doubles leading the team, 5 triples leading the team, as well as a home run, which is tied for the team lead. 32 RBIs, 21 walks, and only 20 strikeouts. So just an unbelievable season for the catcher. Pops it up, shallow right field, right behind second base, and the second baseman, Medina, again, has to backpedal at the very last moment, but ends up coming down with it. It's the first out. Remember, the first out of the top half of the first, it was Jesse Alfala who hit one in pretty much the same exact spot. Medina almost looked like he was going to fall down catching it. Either way, one away, and 4 in a row retired to start this game for Marquise Arazo on the mound. We move things over to Justin Rivera. Rivera at the hot corner today. First pitch into him, breaking ball, but didn't quite break enough, and it goes to 1-0. Another hitter hitting over 300 for the Eagles this season, 323. Not to mention a 444 slugging as well. Hits a high fly ball, shallow right field. Going to be a tough play for everyone, but Medina makes another over-the-shoulder grab. Boy, he's been tested early and often in this one. And that time was maybe his most confident-looking play as it's out number 2. Before I forget, let's get you the defensive alignment for these Bloomfield Bears, because it was a quick first and it's a quick second so far. Left to right in the outfield, it's Elder Maldonado, Andres Frias, and Juan Romero patrolling the waters in right. Robert Jimenez at the hot corner, Joseph Klein the shortstop. Franny Medina at second base, Malachi Jones at first. Behind the plate, it's Miguel Burgos. Battery mates, of course, with Marquise Arazo, who's off to a tremendous start on the mound. It's in a 1-0 count to Hayden Roberge. Righty-on-righty matchup. Bears watches one on the outside corner and goes to 1-1. Roberge in left field, batting .305 on the season. 7 doubles, 23 ribbies. 16 walks to 23 strikeouts for him. Takes a strike on the outside corner, beautifully located from Arazo. Things you notice right off the bat, not the most overwhelming velocity, but good movement and really good control from Arazo to start off this game. Sometimes that's all you need. The 1-2. Breaking ball, but remained upstairs, evens up the count at 2 apiece. For Roberge at the plate, the grad student out of Middlesex, Vermont. Previously went to Norwich University, played 5 seasons over there. Tough pitch to take in a 2-strike count. Really close, but works out in favor of Hayden Roberge, and the count runs full, 3-2. Nobody on, 2 men gone. And Marquise Arazo looking to retire his 6th in a row to start off this game. The payoff pitch. High fly ball, fairly deep to right field, but playable for Juan Romero. And he makes the grab. Another 1-2-3 inning for Marquise Arazo. It's 0-0 heading to the 3rd here as you're watching Post University Baseball. welcome back into Memorial Stadium as we're getting ready for the top of the third inning. Both pitchers looking incredibly strong through 2 innings of play so far. Both of them have faced the minimum. Brennan Holligan back out on the mound. He has given up 1 base runner via the hit to Robert Jimenez, but got a double play after that. So 6 batters faced so far for Holligan. Here's his 7th. It's Joseph Klein, the shortstop. First offering into him. Fastball misses down low. Might have been the changeup, actually. Either way, the count goes to 1-0. It's been a tough season for Klein this year, hitting 141. Couple of extra base hits, 6 RBIs. Good fastball in the outside corner. Evens up the count at 1 apiece. Not to mention he's also got 9 walks, but 27 strikeouts this year, tied for the most on the team. Righty on righty matchup, the 1-1. Same pitch. Boy, that fastball in the outside corner, that is working for Brennan Holligan so far on the mound today. If I'm him, there's no reason to go away from that spot, and you can see the catcher Velasco setting up there right now. The 1-2. Tries to go back again. Looked like the slider just off the outside corner. Holligan looking for his 3rd strikeout of the game. The 2-2. Way inside. That one got a piece, I believe, of Klein. No, it did not. Saw the umpire call timeout for a quick second and thought it might have skimmed his jersey. But either way, it goes full 3-2. First full count that Holligan has had to deal with tonight out on the mound. See what he goes with. You got to think it's going to be that fastball in the outside corner. The payoff pitch. Tried it, but left it a little over the middle. Pop up to right field, and second baseman Rene Vega makes the catch, 1 away. Move things over to the 8-hole hitter now. It's Miguel Burgos, the man behind the plate. Burgos also listed as an infielder, so maybe a bit of a utility player. Sophomore out of Jersey City. Again, not the best batting average this year, hitting .077, but this is only his 15th game of the season and 10th start, so it's not the biggest sample size once again. First pitch misses off the outside corner, and it goes to 1-0. 1 extra base hit this year so far for Burgos. It was a homer. 3 ribbies. 3 walks to 12 strikeouts for the catcher. Hard ground ball right to the shortstop, Alfala. Fields it, fires to first in time, and 2 away. That's a good sign, too, for the Eagles, because yesterday in Game 1, it looked like it was just a funky inning for Jesse Alfala. I believe he made 4 errors in the game, and 3 of them in 1 inning, which is just ultra rare for the post shortstop. So, gets an easy one to really start off his night. Second time he's been tested tonight. Now we move things over to the 9-hole hitter. It's Franny Medina. First pitch into him. Fastball up and away, 1-0. Medina hitting .154. Got 4 doubles to lead the team this year, batting in the 9-hole. It's a high fly ball, fairly deep to left center field. Going back is the center fielder, Rodriguez. It's going to go over his head and 1 hop off the wall. Cruising into second base with a stand-up double is Franny Medina. And how about that? Right on cue, he gets his team-leading 5th double of the season. Good piece of hitting that time from Franny Medina. Just got a fastball and a 1-0 count favorable, and he was ready for it. Turned on it. And maybe got a little bit under it. If he hit it just a touch more on top, it might have gone out to the deepest part of the ballpark. And remember, this is a really pitcher-friendly park. Second hit of the game for the Bloomfield Bears. Runner in scoring position with 2 gone. Back to the top of the lineup. And it's Marquise Arazo. First offering into him. Fouled straight back into the netting, and it goes to 0-1. Hitting-wise this year for Arazo, it's a .214 average. Only 3 hits and 14 at-bats. Will make it 15 after his 0-for-1 with a strikeout earlier. Man on the mound trying to create a lead for himself. But he's well late on that fastball, and it moves to 0-2. Brennan Holligan started off this game with back-to-back strikeouts. Hasn't gotten one since. First sign of a sticky situation for either side today. The 0-2. Well up and away. Nice grab by Velasco behind the plate. Saved the man from moving up another 90 feet, but it goes to 1-2 now. If you're the Eagles, there's got to be a little bit of added pressure knowing that the Bears really have nothing to lose, longest losing streak in the nation. And if you're the Eagles, you don't want to be the team that loses to them. Fastball goes off the outside corner, now 2-2. So especially in a close game like this one, where it's still scoreless, you really don't want to give up the first run. Big pitch coming up. The 2-2. Just off the outside edge, and it runs full 3-2. Holligan looks like he wanted the call that time, but in my opinion, I think they got it right. A little bit low and away. Let's see if Franny Medina goes on a 3-2 count with 2 outs. He doesn't need to. The payoff pitch. Check swing. He did not go. Check gone down to third. Third base umpire agrees with him, so called a walk, the first walk of the game for Brennan Holligan. There was an open base, so it doesn't make the biggest difference in the world. An extra base hit will likely score 2 now, however. Andres Frias steps up to the plate. 2 on, 2 out here in the top of the third. Frias 0 for 1, struck out swinging in the first. Takes a breaking ball that didn't break at all, stayed up and in, and it goes to 1-0. Frias this year, 20 total bases on the season, but only 2 RBIs, so looking to really add on to that RBI total. Hits a soft grounder right back to Holligan on the mound. Has to hustle the fire to first in time. And he gets himself in and out of trouble with 2 outs. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base for the Bears. It's still 0-0 heading to the bottom of the third here on Post University Baseball. In for the bottom of the third inning here in Waterbury, Connecticut. Post looking to break the ice, looking to get their first base runner of the game. It's been 6 up, 6 down against Marquise Araza so far, so 7, 8, and 9 hitters will be due up for the Eagles. Mentioned it a little bit earlier, wearing their alternate uniforms. I got to say, The Post-Eagles uniform game across all sports is really, really strong, but these might be my favorite. We were talking about it before the game. I saw the pants before I saw the jerseys, and I didn't really like it, but now that they got black jerseys to go along with it, I think it makes a lot of sense. Again, a la Tennessee with the uniform matchup, but either way, it's Jaden Kelly stepping up to the plate. 7-hole hitter for the Eagles today and a 1-0 count. Hard ground ball, but foul down the third baseline. It moves to 1-1. Kelly, the grad student out of Naugatuck, Connecticut, in his 5th year here with Post, hitting .274 this season. Tied for the team lead with 2 home runs. He's also been hit by pitches 15 times this year, which just seems like an egregiously large amount. Takes a strike on the outside corner. We call it a good frame job by Miguel Burgos behind the plate. It goes to 1-2. Believe it or not, 15 hit by pitches is not the most on the team. Again, you can kind of see he crowds the plate, and he gets out in front of a breaking ball, but just a little bit too far in front of it. Remains 1-2. A lot of power hitters like to crowd the plate like that, and you can see Jaden Kelly's got some pop. He was a football player back in high school. The 1-2. High fly ball, fairly deep to center field. Going back, Andres Frias in front of the truck, and he can't make the over-the-shoulder grab. Cruising into second base with an easy stand-up double is Jalen Kelly. And boy, that was too casual by Andres Frias in center field. Looked like he should have made that catch, but drifted towards it, and instead just falls over his shoulder. Can't assume an out on a fly ball, so it's going to go down as a double. And I think it was hard enough to go as a double anyway. But the first base hit of the game for the Eagles, and for Jalen Kelly, his 6th double of the season. Now I move over to Dario Sosa, another power-hitting right-hander. First pitch into him, breaking ball, but didn't break enough. Stays up and above the zone, and it goes to 1-0. Sosa, out of Waterbury, the hometown sophomore, a .232 average and a .640 OPS. 3 doubles, a homer, 9 ribbies. Oh, beautiful breaking ball. Finds the outside corner, and it goes to 1-1. See how Arazo does now with his first runner on base of the game. Especially with that runner in scoring position, definitely adds some pressure. 1-1, left up and outside. 2-1 now. And for Dario Sosa at the plate, looking to bounce back a little bit. Had a tough couple of games yesterday. Went 0 for 4 in the 2 games against Bloomfield. Did have 3 walks, however, and was able to steal a base after one of them. The 2-1. Swung on, high in the air, deep to right center field. Ranging back is Andres Frias. Nobody's going to get there. It splits the outfielders and rolls all the way to the wall. Jalen Kelly comes home. He will score easily. It's an RBI double for Dario Sosa and a 1-0 Eagles lead. How about that for Dario Sosa, the 4th double of the year. And the Eagles right now going gap to gap. It was Jalen Kelly with the double to kick it off, Dario Sosa to bring him home. And now with a 1-0 lead, we'll see if the 9-hole hitter Manny Contreras can keep it going. The 10th RBI of the season for Dario Sosa. First pitch into Contreras misses down below the strike zone, and it goes to 1-0. Contreras, a 152 hitter this year. In his 3rd season here with the Eagles, the junior out of the Dominican Republic. One 1-0 pitch misses well off the outside corner. Miguel Burgos just flat out missed it behind the plate. And that's going to go as a passed ball. And that makes the runner, or that allows Dario Sosa to move up to 3rd. That's been a little bit of an issue for the Bears. Yesterday, in Game 2, the Eagles scored 5 runs, didn't get a single RBI base hit. They scored 3 of those runs on either errors or wild pitches. and en route to their 5-0 lead. There's a line drive in his center field, ranging out for it. Oh, what a catch by the center fielder, Andres Frias, saving a base hit from Mary Contreras. Boy, tagging up and scoring is Dario Sosa, but that could have been well worse. And Andres Frias, making up for his mistakes a few batters ago, takes out number one. It's now a 2-0 game, and it's going to go down as a sac fly, but put a star next to that one if you're scoring at home. That was an incredible play by Frias. Now we go over back to the top of the order, and it's Jesse Alfala stepping up to the plate. Alfala 0 for 1, pumped out only a couple of innings ago back in the first. Now takes the next pitch upstairs, evens the count at 1 apiece. Alfala this year, a .356 hitter, and has taken the most at-bats on the team. And he takes one right in the shoulder that time around, a hit by pitch, and it's the third base runner of the evening and the third base runner of the inning for the Eagles. Obviously the first free pass of the game, either hit by pitch or walk given up by Marquise Arazo. And after 6 up and 6 down to start this game for Arazo, he has really struggled. Here in the third inning, the one out was a ridiculously hard-hit line drive, just a tremendous play by Frias in center. So a runner on first, that's Alfala. Now Rene Vega, the switch-hitting second baseman, batting from the left side, takes the first pitch for a strike at the knees. Vega 0 for 1, grounded out in the first pitch he saw back in the first. Quick pickoff attempt. Back in safely is Alfala. So we never got to say it back in the first inning. Vega hitting .369 as a freshman at Tappan Zee High School. Really impressive. Third on the team with 45 hits. 4 doubles, 21 ribbies. Runner takes off. Pitch outside. The throw down to second base. Not even close. It's a call to stolen base for Jesse Alfala. For Alfala, that's his 5th stolen base of the season. Make him now 5 for 7 in that category. So the Eagles manufacturing some runs out on the base paths. They got a pass ball earlier to move a runner up 90 feet. Now that's stolen base. The 1-1 offering into Rene Vega III. Swung on high in the air, straightaway center field. And Andres Frias barely has to move. It's another loud out, but it's out number 2 nevertheless. So that runner's still in scoring position, but the job gets a little bit harder with 2 away. Now Demarius Rodriguez back to the plate. Rodriguez, the CACC leader in batting average and on-base percentage this season. First pitch in. Fastball right in there on the outside corner. Beautiful pitch for strike number 1 from Arazo. Arazo getting ready to deal his 35th pitch of the outing. Again, the pitch count was in tremendous shape, but it's come back down to earth here in the bottom of the third. Finds the outside corner once again, and quickly now goes to 0-2. Rodriguez so far 0 for 1. Grounded out on the first pitch he saw in the first. Hitting .429 this season. Launches a breaking ball up and away. Once again, it gets past the glove of the catcher, Miguel Burgos. And I believe that's going to go down as the second pass ball of the inning. It allows Jesse Alfala to move up to third base, and we'll see how it does officially get scored. It was a breaking ball up and away, so that one kind of 50-50. But in my mind, that still belongs to the catcher. So runner on third now with 2 gone. Eagles looking to add on to their 2-0 lead. Arazo looking to end the inning. Righty on lefty, and the 1-2. Ground ball hardly hit right to the shortstop. Klein fielded on a tough hop, fires to first in time, and that'll retire the side here in the third. But the Eagles, they break the ice and get 2 runs on 2 base hits, no errors, and leave 1 man stranded on the base paths. It's now a 2-0 game after 3 here as you're watching Post University Baseball. Back in here in Waterbury to Memorial Stadium. I almost forgot the name of the stadium for a quick second. And I should say Municipal Stadium. I did forget the name. To the top of the fourth we go. And a 2-0 post lead. Brendan Holligan back out on the mound facing the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Starting with Malachi Jones. First pitch, that lively fastball, but it just misses low and below the zone and moves to 1-0. See how Brendan Holligan feels now, working with a little bit of a lead. Not the biggest one per se, but got to make you feel at least a bit more comfortable. Big wave and a miss. Looked like a breaking ball or a sinker that time. Out of the hands of Holligan, but it goes to 1-1. It's been a pretty good outing for Holligan so far through 3 innings of work. No runs, 2 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Gets a wave and a miss on a changeup that time around, and the count quickly goes to 1-2. Jones, the senior out of West Orange, 3rd best batting average this year on the Bloomfield Bears. Fouls one, and thank God for the netting, because it looked like it was going to take off my head for a quick second. It goes to 1-2. Or remains at 1-2, I should say. Big power hitting lefty. You definitely got to be careful when facing Jones. Has 2 doubles this year. It's a hard ground ball to the right side. Remains at 1-2. Had a tough game yesterday, or tough couple of games yesterday to Jones. Went 1 for 8 with a couple of strikeouts, but don't let that fool you, because in the last 7 games he's been hitting really, really well. Hits a high fly ball, shallow left field, ranging in. Hayden Roberge dives, and he makes the catch. Boy, a tremendous sliding catch by Roberge out and left, and he steals out number 1 from the Bears. Boy, Hayden Roberge getting a tip of his cap from his pitcher Holligan. And the dugout showing him some love as well. That was a really nice play. That ball looked like it was seeing grass the entire way, but Roberge took it away. So out number 1, and Malachi Jones goes to 0 for 2 on the day. Now Robert Jimenez back up to the plate. Jimenez was the first base runner of the game for either side today. Got a hit to lead off the 2nd inning, so he's 1 for 1. Infield shifted well to the left facing Jimenez. First pitch, wave and a miss, breaking ball off the outside corner, and it goes to 0-1. Looks like second baseman Rene Vega is playing directly behind the second base bag. Alfala shifted to his left at short, and Rivera's playing pretty much straight up. Big hole in between first and second. He checks his swing on a breaking ball. Looked like he was trying to go out that way. But a nasty pitch. Out of the hands of Brendan Holligan, and it goes to 0-2. Holligan, again, started the game with back-to-back strikeouts. We haven't seen one since. The 0-2. Ground ball to the left side. Fielded on a hop, bobbled, but then recovered. The throw to first, not in time. They're going to say that it pulled Contreras off the bag. Boy, looked like a great split by Contreras and a tough play by Rivera. They call it the hot corner for a reason, and that one just ate him up a little bit. Tried to rush the throw over. And just ended up going a little bit late. We'll see how that one gets scored. I believe it's going to be an E5. It's about a 50-50 call. I'm looking around trying to get some confirmation, but we'll see. And it does go down as an error on the scoreboard. So the first pitch in now to the 5-hole hitter, number 14, Juan Romero. So first error of the game on either side belongs to Justin Rivera. Quick look back over to first at Jimenez to no avail. Jimenez, by the way, over on first. Well, you got to keep an eye on him. He's 7 for 8 this year in stolen base attempts. Definitely a threat to go. We'll see if Velasco can show off the cannon behind home plate. Another quick pickoff attempt, and that one looked really close. Again, Contreras with a good tag, but just getting back in safely as Jimenez. Thought about going that time, but decided against it at the last minute, and the pitch ended up low, 1-0. So Romero at the plate, he's 0 for 1. Reached safely on a fielder's choice back in the 2nd. An .086 batting average on the season. Takes a good pitch right on the inside corner. That's how you get back in a count. It's 2-1. By the way, Romero, a two-way player this year. He's made 8 appearances on the mound, and this being his 25th game played. Fouls one off. It goes to 2-2. Looking for a crucial out number 2 or that ground ball. And the 2-2. Well, there is the ground ball, but it gets past the diving first baseman Contreras into right field for a base hit. Rounding second is Jimenez. He's in the third, and he'll stay put there. It's a double for Juan Romero. And just like that, the Bears are in business. 2 in scoring position and only 1 away. Second extra base hit for the Bears so far today, and the second time that Romero has reached. So 2 in scoring position, 1 gone, and Elder Maldonado's the man up at the plate. Maldonado, he grounded into an inning-ending double play in the second, make him 0 for 1. Corners are playing in, he squares around, but pops up the bunt behind the plate, and it goes to 0-1. Post looked ready for that one. Both Justin Rivera and Manny Contreras setting up on the infield, getting ready for the bunt. Maybe trying a bit of a suicide squeeze. Remember, it's Jimenez over on third. See if they square around again. He does not. Swings away and fouls it off. Just barely got a piece of it. Over on second base, Juan Romero thought the same thing that I did, which was it was a swing and a miss, and it just got past the catcher. And he was taken off for third, but it was a foul tip nevertheless. Now a crucial pitch here. Holligan deals the 0-2. And it stays alive. Does Maldonado will do it again. Maldonado, the 6-hole batter in the lineup today. Coming up in a crucial spot. Righty on righty matchup, and once again, the 0-2. Fastball just off the outside corner. A good 0-2 pitch. Can set up a lot of different type of pitches with that. It goes to 1-2 now. Holligan looking to keep this lead right where it's at. Now the 1-2. Good stop behind the plate by Velasco. Breaking ball down low. It's where you want to throw it, but you got to have a lot of trust in your catcher that he's going to be able to get to that. Maldonado working himself back into this count. It's now even. Where does he go here? The 2-2. Well, he checks on the runner on third. Ooh, and he got back safely. Did Jimenez. Jimenez was way too far off the bag. And if that was an on-target throw out of Holligan, he might have gotten him at third. Another 2-2. Ground ball back up the middle, off the mound, and the second baseman Vega Fields fires to first in time. Throw back to third quickly to check on the runner, but once again, Romero gets back in safely. Jimenez does score on the play, so called an RBI ground out for Maldonado that time. A productive out, but you'll take that trade if you're post. It's now a 2-1 ball game for Maldonado. That's his 7th RBI of the season. So runner on third with 2 gone, and now Joseph Klein's back up at the plate. First pitch into him. Fastball dots the outside corner, and it goes to 0-1. That was the pitch that was really working earlier in this game for Holligan. You've seen him move away a little bit this inning. Klein, by the way, 0 for 1. Led off the last frame with a pop-out. He takes a breaking ball low and below the zone, 1-1 now. Klein, the junior out of Maryland, transferred over to Bloomfield from Prince George Community College, which is at the JUCO level. Fouls one off, and now he has to protect here as the count moves to 1-2. Inning started off with a tremendous play by Hayden Roberge out in left field. Good sliding grab to rob Malachi Jones of a hit. Then Jimenez reached on an error. Romero doubled. Maldonado just brought the first run home with that ground out. Now the 1-2, an excuse me swing. Foul ball, and we'll do it again. Bears showing some fight here today. Again, yesterday's game 1, they went up 4-0 before ultimately falling 9-4. Today, they're trying to reverse that, went down 2-0. Another excuse me swing, right back to Holligan. He collects, fires to first, not a good throw. And did he get back to the bag? No, he did not. Actually, Manny Contreras lost the ball. That's going to allow a run to score, and moving up to second base on the throwing error is Joseph Klein. So no RBI for Klein, but we have ourselves a tie ball game thanks to the E1 from Brennan Holligan. Boy, second error of the inning for this post defensive staff. And it's really cost the Eagles here. Remember, it was an error by Justin Rivera earlier that allowed Jimenez to reach. Now that E1 brings a run home and puts another in scoring position for Miguel Burgos. Burgos grounded out his last time out, make him 0 for 1 so far today. First pitch, good fastball, finds the outside corner. It's now an 0-1 count. Burgos a catcher. Went 0 for 3 in yesterday's game against Post. Only played in game 1. And fouls that one off, and he's quickly behind 0-2. Combined with his 1 at-bat so far today, Burgos, he's 0 for his last 9 at the plate, but still finding some ways to be productive. He's scored in 3 of the last 4 games. 0-2, swing and a miss, drop third strike, and Velasco lays down the tag for the final out here of this 4th inning, but not before. The Bloomfield Bears scored 2 runs on only 1 base hit, 2 errors, and they leave 1 man on base. It's a brand new ball game heading to the bottom of the 4th here on Post University Baseball. So we got a new pitcher on the mound entering this bottom half of the 4th inning. And it's a man we've seen before earlier in this game. Stepping up to the mound, it's the 5'11", 205-pound southpaw out of West Orange, New Jersey, Malachi Jones, out on the mound for Bloomfield, only making his 2nd appearance of the year. He's pitched 1 inning, gave up 6 runs, but all of them were unearned in that outing. Gave that up on 2 hits, 2 walks, and didn't strike anybody out. So a bit of a prove-it outing for Malachi Jones today. He replaces Marquise Arazo, who stays in the game, actually, so the night might not be over for Arazo. He is eligible to come back out onto the mound, so he's still out in the field. But first pitch of Jones's evening Goes to Isaiah Velasco up and above the strike zone. It's now 1-0. Brand new ball game. 2-2 game after 3.5 innings of play. Post got out to a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the third, but then Bloomfield came right back and answered with 2 runs of their own. So see if Post can continue that type of trend. Velasco so far today, he's 0 for 1. Popped out back in the second inning. Lefty on lefty matchup. Checks his swing on a pitch that's ruled a ball. And checked down to third base, but the umpire says he did held up. So 3-0 count here. You never want to walk the leadoff batter you face. He does just that on 4 pitches. So leadoff walk for Velasco. Now the Eagles have a runner on first, nobody gone. Justin Rivera is the next batter up. The job gets a little bit tougher for Malachi Jones. You'd expect that they brought him in as he's a lefty. He was facing Velasco, a lefty at the plate. Now he's going to face a bunch of right-handers in a row here. Rivera, he's 0 for 1 so far today. Runner takes off. First pitch up and away. The throw down to second base is wild. Way into center field. Velasco, he's going to try to take off for third. Here comes the throw into third. Not in time. So call it an E2 for the catcher Miguel Burgos. First error of the game for Bloomfield. It's a 2-base error. And allows Isaiah Velasco to reach. We'll see if Velasco gets credited with a stolen base there. But either way, you know the E2 at least is going to be part of it as he got up to third. Now a big swing and a fly ball from Justin Rivera. Shallow right field. Coming on Juan Romero. Nobody's going to get there. Nobody tracked that one well. Everybody's going to be safe. Coming home to score is Isaiah Velasco. Boy, what a couple of plays that was for Bloomfield. You put runners on and good things happen. And just like that, the Eagles regain the lead. It's now 3-2. Right now at third base, Robert Jimenez is just looking over at the right fielder, Juan Romero, with his hands up like, what are you doing, man? Not the greatest look to be showing up your fielders like that, but hey, I get it. So runner on first, 1 run home, still nobody out. And the first pitch into Hayden Roberge finds, or does not find the strike zone, and it goes to 1-0. Call that a single, by the way, for Justin Rivera, as you can't assume an out. I guess it's going to go as an RBI too, as you can't technically give an error on that play. So an RBI single for Justin Rivera. Now 1-1 count here to Hayden Roberge. For Rivera. That's his team-leading 38th RBI of the season. By the way, he entered today with 37. That's tied for the 6th most in the conference. So a good spot for him. It's another really good outing for the third baseman. Hayden Roberge made that tremendous play in left field only a half frame ago. Now trying to carry that momentum at the plate. 0 for 1, flew out. Back in the second inning. That one well inside. Nice scoop behind the plate from Miguel Burgos, but it goes to 3-1. The runner on first, that's Justin Rivera. Just brought the 3rd run home in with his RBI single. Almost feels wrong to call it that, but hey, it is what it is. Now the 3-1. Big wave and a miss. That's a hefty 3-1. I'm looking for a fastball and trying to send it over the wall. But he was just a little bit out in front of the changeup. And it puts you in a tough spot here as a hitter in 3-2, because if he's willing to throw that changeup in 3-1, he's probably willing to do it again in 3-2. Runner goes, the payoff pitch. High fly ball, foul territory down the right field line, and it goes out of play. So we'll do the 3-2 at least one more time. By the way, for Rivera over on first base, he's only attempted 2 stolen bags this year. He's only gotten 1 of them. So somewhat rare to see him unleashed, but in a 3-2 count tends to make sense. And they're going to check on him again. Lefty on righty matchup. It's Malachi Jones on the mound and Hayden Roberge at the plate. Runner on first, nobody gone. Payoff pitch well up and away. Runner was taken off for second. Obviously going to get there safely, but good recovery by Burgos behind the plate. Doesn't let that ball get any further away. So another walk here for Malachi Jones. Tough battle at the plate. It's now runners on first and second with nobody gone, and Jalen Kelly stepping up to the plate. We're going to have a quick mound visit here for the Bears. Just looks like Malachi Jones is struggling a little bit with some of his command. I believe this is the pitching coach. As the head coach, and they're going to have another pitching change here. It looks like Malachi Jones is coming out of this game. So 3 batters faced, 3 base runners led on, and a run given up. It'll now be up to somebody else. Don't go anywhere as you're watching Post University Baseball. Stepping up to the mound for the Bloomfield Bears, it's the 5'6", 140-pound right-hander out of Passaic, New Jersey. It's Elder Maldonado making his 8th appearance of the season. So far this year, through just under 9 innings of work, he has a 10.38 ERA. That's 10 earned runs on 5 walks and 6 strikeouts for him. Comes on with 2 on and nobody out, and he faces Jalen Kelly. It's a pretty tough spot for Eldonado to come into this game. Safe to say, first pitch in, misses up and away, and it goes to 1-0. Remember, 1 run already home in this inning. That's thanks to the RBI single from Justin Rivera, who currently sits on second base. 1-0 pitch, misses up and above the strike zone, and quickly now it goes to 2-0. For Elder Maldonado out on the mound, he's making his first pitching appearance in 10 days. Last time out was against Lincoln. Gave up 2 runs in an inning of work on 2 strikeouts and 2 hits. Hard ground ball, high chopper. It gets over the third baseman's head into left field for a base hit. Rounding third is Rivera. Here comes the throw. It's cut off. Call it an RBI single for Jalen Kelly, and it's a 4-2 Eagles lead. Just a good piece of hitting for Jalen Kelly, getting ahead in the count, getting a tough pitch to handle, a breaking ball low in the zone, but got on top of it and was able to chop it over Jimenez's head. So the same exact position. Runners on first and second, nobody gone, but 1 more batter through the lineup, and now Dario Sosa gets a turn. First offering into him, Fastball misses low and away, and it goes to 1-0. Remember, Sosa, only an inning ago, got the first RBI of the game. It was a double that brought in the first run to make it a 1-0 post lead. So he's looking to go to 2 for 2 here. 1-0 offering. Breaking ball. Good pitch. Low and inside. Finds that inner corner. And it goes to 1-1. Remember, it was Malachi Jones out on the mound for the Bears to start this inning off in replacement of Marquise Arraza, who was pitching pretty well. Breaking ball misses upstairs. By the way, now with all the changes, there's some different defensive alignments. It's Malachi Jones over in left field for the Bears. Marquise Arraza is at second base now, and Franny Medina is at first. The 2-1. Fouled off and moves to 2-2. If the night is over for Marquise Arraza, again, he's still at second base, so he can come back into this game as a pitcher. So can Malachi Jones. But if this ends up being the end of the night for Arraza, he went 3 innings. And it looks like the catcher, actually, Mikael Burgos, might have hurt something behind the plate. Maybe got a little bit of his hand nicked there. I'm going to have a visit from the post-athletic trainer to Burgos, but it seems like everything is okay. Just might have to shake it off for a quick second. So if Arraza's night is over out on the mound, it's 3 innings, 2 earned runs, given up on 2 hits. No walks and no strikeouts for Arraza. Meanwhile, on the other side, it's no innings of work for Malachi Jones. 1 hit given up, 2 walks, and he's responsible for the runner on second base in terms of his ERA. It's a 2-2 count here to Dario Sosa. 2 on, nobody gone. Here comes the pitch. Swung on and belted. Right center field. Going back as a center fielder. He's not going to get there. It splits the outfielders and rolls all the way to the wall. Rounding third is Rivera. Right on his tail is Roberts. Both of them are going to score. It's a bases-clearing double for Dario Sosa. And the Eagles extend their lead. It's now 5-3. 6-2. You know what? The scoreboard was changed. But hey, you know what? It counts just the same. Sosa with a beautiful line drive double. Add another couple of RBIs onto his day. I can't stop laughing at myself after that one, but hey, it is what it is. Now a runner on second, nobody out. And it's Manny Contreras stepping up to the plate. Contreras also already has an RBI, picked it up on a sac fly. Again, only a half inning ago. Takes the next pitch outside, and it goes to 1-1. So for Post, a couple of scary moments in this game. Both teams were scoreless through the first 2 innings of this one. Eagles were able to get out to a 2-0 lead, but the Bears were able to get right back and tie it up at 2-2. Now here, a 4-run bottom of the 4th inning. Allows Post to take a 6-2 lead. Having to protect here is Manny Contreras, stuck in a 1-2 count. And pitch from Elder Maldonado. Check swing on a pitch in the dirt, and they're going to say that he went around, rules the home plate umpire. So call it a strikeout for Elder Maldonado, his first of the game. Now 1 away here in the 4th inning. We go back to the top of the order. It's the 7th batter of the frame to come around, Jesse Alfala. Alfala so far, he's 0 for 1. Popped out in the first and then was hit by a pitch. Only an inning ago. Now the first pitch into him this time around. Skied in the air, foul territory, down the right field line. Racing over there is Romero, but he runs out of room. Count goes to 0-1. 4 runs home in this inning. 3 base hits for the Eagles. Also worked 2 walks in this frame. 0-1 is a fouled off. Again, just a little bit late on it is Alfala, and it goes to 0-2. Been a few quick at-bats for Jesse Alfala so far today. Haven't had a whole lot of time to highlight him, but had a decent game yesterday against Bloomfield. Maybe slowing down a little bit as of late. Only hitting .222 in the last 7 games or so. Again, compare that to his season average where he's hitting .356. Hey, baseball seasons are always long. You go through a lot of ups and downs. So trying to get back onto the upswing is Alfala. Big wave and a miss. Good-looking breaking ball that time from Elder Maldonado. And it's back-to-back strikeouts for him. Crucial couple of outs here in the 4th. Post continuing to look to add some insurance. Move things over to their 2-hole hitter, Rene Vega. Vega, switch hitter, batting from the left side, facing the righty, Elder Maldonado. By the way, we can close the book on Malachi Jones, assuming he doesn't come back into this game. We'll do that in just a moment. First pitch finds the outside corner to Vega. Don't think he loved that one. It goes to 0-1. For Jones, it's no innings of work, 0+, but 1 hit, 3 runs, all of which were earned, and 2 walks on his ledger today. Pitch up and away, misses, 1-1. Vega so far today, he's 0 for 2. A ground out and a line out, but coming up for the second time in as many innings. Second baseman as a true freshman, having just an unbelievable year, up for Freshman of the Year in CACC. Gets ahead of the count, 2-1. Good-looking breaking ball that time from Maldonado, but it just missed. By the way, he's a true freshman in high school for Rene Vega. He was on his all-league team, and he won a league championship, so success is nothing new for him. High fly ball, left center field, ranging over there is Frias, and he makes the catch with a little jump at the end of it just for the exclamation, and that finally ends the inning for the Bears. But for the Eagles, they get 4 runs on 3 base hits, no errors, and leave 1 man stranded in scoring position. It's now a 6-2 ball game here on Post University Baseball. To the top of the 5th inning we go, and now a comfortable lead for Post University. It'll be the 9-1-2 hitters here in this 5th, starting with Franny Medina. Medina started this game as the second baseman. He's now playing first base. 1 for 1 with a double. That was back in the 3rd inning. Waves way out in front of a good breaking ball that time. And goes to 0-1. So Holligan, still out on the mound, now in his 5th inning of work. Cruised through the first 3 innings and then hit a little bit of a snag in the 4th. Looking to bounce back here in the 5th and off to a good start. Ahead in the count 0-2 to Medina. Righty on righty matchup, the 0-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Beautiful breaking ball from Holligan. Got Medina way out in front of it, and that's the 4th strikeout of the game. Out number 1 here in the 5th. And Holligan, after not getting a strikeout for a couple of innings, back finding the swing and miss stuff. So 4 Ks, 2 runs through 4 1/3 innings of work, off to a very good start. Now we go back to the top of the order for the 3rd time through today, and Marquise Arazo is out at the plate. First pitch to him, finds the strike zone at the knees, and it goes to 0-1. Arazo, he's 0 for 1 today. Struck out looking back in the first, then worked a walk in the third. It's a strike 2 fastball just on the outside corner. Now an 0-2 count, so how about this so far? 5 pitches, 5 strikes, 1 strikeout so far, looking to make it 2 for Holligan. And he just misses outside, so there goes my hopes and dreams for the immaculate inning. Still a 1-2 count, though. That's about the time where you start to notice it, 5 to 6 pitches in. Righty on lefty matchup. Check swing. Definitely did not go around. No point in checking. Goes to a 2-2 count. Arazo hitting-wise this year, a .214 batting average. Went 2 for 4 in Game 1 yesterday, but then an 0 for 3 spot in Game 2. Waves and misses. Back-to-back strikeouts to kick off this inning, and in fact, make it 3 strikeouts in a row for Brendan Holligan going back to the last half frame. Two outs here in the 5th, and now Andres Frias will try to keep this inning alive for Bloomfield. Frias 0 for 2, a strikeout and a groundout. Holligan's been a tough puzzle to crack for Bloomfield today as he takes strike 1. I mean, that's just the case for all teams this year. One of the CACC's best pitchers doing what he does best today here in Waterbury. Line drive back up the middle. Ranging back is Damaris Rodriguez. It's going to go over his head and roll all the way to the wall. Heading into second is Frias. He rounds second. He's heading into third. He'll get there standing up for a triple. He's rounding third. He's heading home, and he will get there standing up. A Little League home run for Andres Frias, and it's a 6-3 ball game. Boy, how does that happen? If you're at Post University, a hard-hit ball looked like it should have been a double, maybe a triple with the speed, but Frias was thinking a round tripper the entire way. And Damaris Rodriguez, that's not a slow man in center field. Just shows how big this ballpark is. Took him a long time to get to it. And how about that? A home run inside the ballpark for Andres Frias. For Frias, it's his 2nd home run of the season, only his 3rd RBI of the season. And now Malachi Jones takes strike 1 off the outside corner. For Brennan Holligan on the mound, it's his 5th home run given up of the year. Jones grounds one, back up the middle, shortstop can't play it cleanly. Alfala, it just went right under his glove. He faked the throw to first, and I think that kept Jones over at first base. So call it an E6 that time around on Jesse Alfala, and that allows the inning to continue here for the Bears. I'm still having a hard time getting over the Little League home run standing up. I'm a bit confused as to how it happened because it seemed like Damaris Rodriguez in center field had a pretty good jump on it. He's got a lot of speed, so you'd think that he's able to get there. It's just, man, Andres Frias was racing around the bases. It's going to go down as the 3rd error of the game, by the way, for Post. So now stepping up to the plate, Robert Jimenez. 2 gone, 1 man on, and 1 run already home for the Bears. Big wave and a miss. Looked like it might have been the slider that time from Holligan. Good pitch for strike number 1. Jimenez, by the way, he's 1 for 1 today. He's reached twice, once on a single and once on an error. Came around to score after reaching on the error. The 0-1. Wave and a miss. Boy, just absolutely fooled Jimenez with that breaking ball, did Holligan. Now in an 0-2 count. Got to imagine you're going to go right back to it. You've gotten 2 swings and misses so far. Let's see what he does here. The 0-2. Good pitch, just off the outside corner. You could tell behind the plate Velasco wanted that one. Instead, it goes to a 1-2 count. The runner on first, that's Malachi Jones. Not the most speed. Now the 1-2. Fastball, same exact spot. Hey, gotta admire the consistency from Blue behind the plate, and it goes to 2-2 now. The 2-2. Swing and a miss for strike three. Velasco recovers behind the plate, throws to first in time. So 6 strikeouts in this game for Brennan Holligan. He's got the swing and miss stuff working. But the Bears, they get 1 run back on 1 base hit, the inside the park home run from Andres Frias. And it's now a 6-3 ball game here on Post University Baseball. We move to the bottom of the 5th inning here in Waterbury, Connecticut, Municipal Stadium. Thanks so much for joining us today. It's a 6-3 ball game in favor of the good guys, and it'll be Demarius Rodriguez leading off the Eagles here in the 5th. So we took another look at the round tripper, the last half frame for Bloomfield off the bat of Andres Frias, and you got to give Frias credit. He has a lot of speed, and he was hustling around the bases, but at the same time, after watching the replay, it looked like Demarius Rodriguez really wasn't hustling in center field to the ball. And that should have been a double, maybe a triple at most. Ended up being an inside-the-park home run as he makes up for it. High fly ball deep to right field. That baseball is gone! Boy, a moonshot for Demarius Rodriguez. And that's how you make up for that mistake. It's a 7-3 game. For Demarius Rodriguez, it's his 2nd home run of the season. It's his 29th RBI as well, and boy, that was smoked into right field. So a leadoff homer for the Eagles. And I believe only the 3rd home run by a post player at home this season. I could be mistaken on that, but I think I'm roughly right. And now it's Isaiah Velasco stepping up to the plate. First pitch in, a strike on the outside corner, and it goes to 0-1. Boy, that's got to make you feel really good as a coach, and Demarius Rodriguez maybe taking it a little bit personally. Absolutely hammered that baseball out into right field. Next pitch goes off the outside corner, and it's 1-1 now. So Velasco at the plate, he's 0 for 1 today. Did reach on a walk and came around to score only an inning ago. Part of that long 4-run inning for the Eagles. Another pitch misses outside. Now goes to 2-1. By the way, this is still Elder Maldonado out on the mound for Bloomfield today. Came in and gave up 1 run on his ledger in relief in the 4th. Now going into his 2nd inning of work. Behind the count 3-1 to a dangerous hitter in Isaiah Velasco. Righty on lefty matchup. Dangerous count, the 3-1. Well behind him. Actually, I think it got a piece of him. That's ball 4. Either way, doesn't really make a difference. Runner on first thanks to the free pass. We'll see how it officially gets scored. Now we move things over to Justin Rivera. And it does go as a hit by pitch. Rivera, 1 for 2 so far today. Picked up an RBI on his single that brought home Isaiah Velasco an inning ago. Righty on righty matchup, runner on first, nobody gone. First pitch in, runner takes off the pitch on the outside corner. The throw down, nowhere close. Called a stolen base for Velasco. Oh, the pitch was ruled a strike, actually, off the outside corner, so excuse me on that one. It's an 0-1 count. Now runner in scoring position, though, so a single will likely bring another RBI in for Rivera on the day. And there it is, ground ball up the middle. Never mind, beautiful stop by the second baseman. And he throws on to first. Boy, Marquis Arrizio with a beautiful play. Backhanding diving stop and able to get to his feet and make the play at first to steal an out away from the Eagles. Moving up to third in the process was Velasco, so a productive out and a fielder's choice for Justin Rivera. Definitely got to put a star next to that one, though, as well. So now Hayden Robert's up to the plate. 0 for 1, but did walk in his last plate appearance. Takes a fastball up and above the strike zone, and it goes to 1-0. We've seen a lot of action in the last couple of innings between these two teams, and it doesn't really look like it's dying down anytime soon. This time Roberts gets plunked, though. It's the second hit batsman of the inning for Elder Maldonado. Roberts didn't look like he liked that one all that much. Never feels good. So Jalen Kelly back up to the plate. What a day the bottom third of this lineup is having for post. And Jalen Kelly included in that. He's 2 for 2, a double, a single, an RBI, and 2 runs scored. His first at bat, too, was a really good plate appearance. Got stuck in an 0-2 count, fouled off a couple of pitches, worked the count to 1-2 before he laced the double. Oh, good stop behind the plate by Miguel Burgos. That ball looked like it was aiming for the backstop. And with a runner on third base, Isaiah Velasco, that saved a run. So it goes to 1-0 now. Runners on first and third, 1 man gone here in the bottom of the 5th. 1 run already home. Check on the runner on first. Throw was actually back in the dirt, but it was a nice stop by Medina, the first baseman. Keep both the runners where they are. Jalen Kelly, the grad student out of Naugatuck, Connecticut. 274 batting average this season. Runner takes off, but Kelly fouls that one off. So Roberts over on first. He'll have to make the long walk back. Hayden Roberts, the grad student, he's listed at 5'11", 210. But despite the bigger size, man, that doesn't lack any speed. He's 5 for 7 on stolen base attempts this year, and this is a post team that doesn't steal a lot of bags. So don't be fooled by Hayden Roberts on first. You got to check on him, and it looks like the Bears are not fooled. I've checked on him multiple times already. Let's see if he does take off once again. Well, they're going to check on him one more time. Kelly at the plate. As a senior last year, he was second team All-CACC. He's also All-East second team in terms of the entire region. Roberge goes again. No throw down to second base, so call it catcher's indifference. First and third play, no stolen base technically for Roberge. Now in a 2-1 count, Jalen Kelly. Especially when you're ahead, you typically tend to be hunting fastball. We'll see if that's what Kelly does here. And he does. Fastball into left center field. It's going to split the outfielders. Roll all the way to the wall for his second extra base hit of the day. Both runs will come home and score. It's a 2 RBI double for Jalen Kelly, and it's now a 9-3 ball game. For Kelly, RBIs number 2 and 3 on the day. Clears the bases, and now Post just having fun with it as they're up by 6. Over on the season, it's RBIs number 22 and 23 on the year for Jalen Kelly. And it looks like we're going to have another pitching change. New pitcher coming into the mound for the Bears. Don't go anywhere here as you're watching Post University Baseball. New pitcher stepping up to the mound for the Bears. The 5'9", 185-pound sophomore out of I was actually looking at the wrong team. I was about to say Sean Cleary on the Eagles. It's actually Frank Scara stepping up to the mound for the Bears. The 5'11" freshman out of Staten Island. And the first pitch into Dario Sosa finds the strike zone. It goes to 0-1. Making his 6th appearance out on the bump for Sarah. 11.42 ERA. 11 earned on 5 walks and 2 strikeouts. So a bit of control issues for him so far. And Sosa skies one in the air, foul territory down the right field line, ranging over the first baseman, and he makes an over-the-shoulder catch. Does Franny Medina, tagging to third, and getting there safely is Jalen Kelly. Boy, a heads-up play by Kelly, and that goes down as a sacrifice fly for Dario Sosa. So, hey, that's one way to make up for it. Sosa doesn't get the points against his average, and it ends up being a productive out. 2 away now here in the 5th. The oh-so-rare sacrifice fly to the first baseman. Now we move things over to the 9-hole hitter, and it's Manny Contreras stepping up to the plate. Contreras' first pitch in, strike on the outside corner. Manny's 0 for 1. Picked up an RBI in his sacrifice fly back in the third, and then struck out swinging in the fourth, coming up for the third time in as many innings. He skies one, stays in the infield. First baseman Medina is there, and he comes down with it for the final out of the inning. So how about Sean Cleary coming in relief? 2 batters, 3 pitches, and he gets both the outs, but not before the Eagles add on 3 more runs this inning. The solo shot from Damaris Rodriguez and the 2 RBI double from Jalen Kelly as they're out in front 9-3. We go to the 6th inning here in Waterbury, Connecticut. Game 1 of this 2-game doubleheader, and the Eagles out to a 9-3 lead. It'll be the 5, 6, and 7-hole hitters for Bloomfield coming up to the plate. And Brennan Holligan working into his 6th inning of work, although the first pitch of this one grounded straight to the second baseman. Vega loops one to first and gets there in time. 1 pitch, 1 out to start the 6th. You could hear the post dugout making a lot of noise in between batters here, and right now Brennan Holligan's got to be feeling really good. Gave up 2 runs in the 4th and did give up 1 run in the 5th, although it was a hard hit ball. I'm not really sure if you could blame that 1 run on Holligan in the 5th. You move things over to the man on the mound now. It's Elder Maldonado. Actually, it's not Elder Maldonado because he was replaced out on the mound. So it's Frank Scara stepping up to the plate. So if Maldonado's day at the plate is done, he went 0 for 2, but picked up an RBI and a ground out. And now the next pitch into Scara finds the strike zone, so it goes to 0-2. Quickly this year, hitting-wise for Scara, he actually leads the team in batting average. .235 with a .587 OPS. 3 doubles, 8 ribbies. Takes the pitch low and away, and the count moves to 1-2 now. Next pitch misses low and away, and it goes to 2-2 once again. Serra yesterday in 1 game hitting-wise went 0 for 4 against these Eagles, so still looking for his first hit here in Waterbury. Now the 2-2 fouled off, and we'll do the 2-2 at least one more time. Did pitch in yesterday's affair, tossed a scoreless inning. So 2-way player playing pretty well from both sides of the ball this year. Looking to stay alive here. Another 2-2. Checked his swing. Didn't go around. It's a good pitch on a 2-2 count, but got to be a little bit closer this time around as it runs full. And Scara putting up a good battle here. This is pitch number 7 of this at-bat. Now the payoff. Fouled off down the right field line, and we'll have pitch number 8. Righty on righty matchup. Nobody on, one man gone here in the top of the sixth inning. 9-3 ball game in favor of Post. The payoff pitch. Close pitch, but a better take by Scarra. Boy, that's a professional looking at bat by Frank Scarra. So he takes ball 4 down low. That's a really tough take. Can't emphasize that enough. A fastball just below the knees. I think most people are going to swing at that 9 times out of 10. But a good walk either way. And now we go over to Joseph Klein. Klein, he's 0 for 2. Did reach on an error, and that was actually the throwing error by Holligan only a few innings ago. First pitch misses off the outside corner, and it goes to 1-0. Klein, we've talked about it a little bit today, but struggling at the plate. He is a really good fielder, however. Junior shortstop out of Lanham, Maryland. Fouls one straight back. Count evens up at 1 apiece here. Taking a look at some of the numbers so far today for Brennan Holligan. Obviously, still a lot more work to do. But through 5 1/3, only 4 hits, 6 strikeouts. Well, make it 5 hits now after that last single. Joseph Klein gets aboard. His first hit in quite a long time, but he moves to 1 for 3 on the day. And now the Bears, not quite out of it yet, looking to come back in this game. 2 on, 1 in scoring position with 1 man gone. And Miguel Burgos steps up. Burgos, power hitting righty behind the plate. 0 for 2 so far today, grounded out and struck out swinging. Was the 3rd strikeout victim of Holligan's, and he now has 6 on the day. Big wave and a miss. First pitch breaking ball from Holligan. He catches Burgos out in front, goes to 0-1. Big at-bat in this ball game. And Holligan gets ahead 0-2. Back-to-back breaking balls to get him ahead in the count here. Do you go back to it for a 3rd time if you're Holligan? Or do you try to change it up and go with the fastball maybe up and above the zone? We'll see what he does. The 0-2. He went back to the breaking ball and he got a swing and a miss for strike number 3. Boy, the 7th strikeout of the game for Brendan Holligan. And it's a crucial out number 2 here in the 6th. Move things over to the 9-hole hitter now, and it's Franny Medina. Medina 1 for 2. Ripped a double in his first at-bat, but then followed it up with a strikeout a few innings later. Takes strike 1 on the outside corner. It's Frank Scarra over on second base. Joseph Klein on first. 2 away. Big wave and a miss. That time it looked like Medina was late on a fastball and quickly 0-2. Medina started this game over at second base. He's now at first. The 0-2. Just staying alive. It's 3 pitches all on the outer half. One breaking ball, fastball, breaking ball from Holligan. Looking to retire the side from the stretch. The 0-2. Fouled off down the right field line. We'll do it again. Holligan following up a tremendous year last year, now in his senior season. Remember, he was first team all-conference last year, and most likely will be again this year. 0-2 right down the middle for a called strike 3, and that will end the inning. 2 strikeouts in the inning, 8 strikeouts in the game for Brendan Holligan, and Post hangs on to their 9-3 lead heading to the bottom of the 6th. Back in for the bottom of this sixth inning and Post looking to add on to their 9-3 lead here at Municipal Stadium. Leading off the inning, it'll be the top of the order for the Eagles. Jesse Alfala going up against Matthew Scara. I still have Sean Cleary written down in my book from my mistake from earlier. It's Scara. He's pitched really well so far. Faced two batters, gotten both of them out, and not to mention on the other side, got a hit. Now the 0-1. Misses down low, and it moves to 1-1. Alfala, by the way, so far, he's 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch and reached base. Stole a base after reaching. Now the 1-1 offering into him. Swinging a foul tip. It goes to 1-2. Righty on righty matchup. And the 1-2 pitch grounded sharply to the shortstop Joseph Klein. Fields and fires to first in time. 1 up, 1 down. And make it 3 in a row retired on the mound for Frank Scara. Now he's going to go up against the second hitter and one of the star freshmen on this team. It's Rene Vega stepping up to the plate. Vega, a rare 0 for 3 performance so far in today's game. Second highest batting average on the team. Switch hitter batting from the left side. He takes the first pitch on the inside corner. Goes to 0 for 1. Vega, in yesterday's game 1, went 4 for 5 against Bloomfield, which is really, really impressive. Had 2 ribbies on 3 doubles throughout that game as well. Overall in the day, in both the games, he finished 4 for 7. 2 walks, a stolen base, 3 runs, and 2 doubles. Or 3 runs and 2 RBIs, I should say. Grounds one over to the first baseman. Medina flips back to the pitcher, Serra. And quickly now, there's 2 away. Vega moves to 0 for 4 now here in game 1, but we'll get another chance possibly later in this game as well as in game 2. Trying to prevent the 1-2-3 inning. Actually, for the third time today, if it were to be the case, it's going to be Damaris Rodriguez, who, if you remember correctly, destroyed a baseball over to right field last time out. Takes a strike on the outside corner, and it goes to 0-1. So overall, he's 1 for 3, 2 ground outs, but that moonshot of a home run over the right field fence. Squares around, but pulls it back in a smart pullback that time around. Breaking ball misses down in the dirt, evens the count at 1 apiece here. Rodriguez, he's traveled a lot throughout his career. Most recent school was at Rollins College in D2. Fouls it off, and we'll move to a 1-2 count. Started his career at Bryant University, which was Division I back in 21 and 22. Then he played at Post here in 23, went to Rollins in 24, and now he's back at his second stint with the Eagles here in 25. Count evens up at 2 apiece. It's a pretty good take with 2 strikes. Breaking ball off the inside corner. Righty on lefty matchup. The 2-2. Line drive right to the third baseman who snags it on a line, Robert Jimenez, and that will end the inning. Make it 5 in a row retired for Frank Scara out on the mound as he works a 1-2-3-6. It's still 9-3 Post heading to the 7th. New pitcher stepping up to the mound for the Eagles. It's the 5'10", 190-pound right-hander out of Windsor Locks, Connecticut. It's Dalton Wright, the sophomore, coming in to relieve Brennan Holligan, who pitched an amazing game as the starter today. Wright so far this year making his 9th appearance on the mound. He's got a 12.79 ERA. Gets a swing and a miss here to Arizio for strike one. Through 6 1/3 innings of work for Wright, he's given up 13 hits and 9 earned runs, 6 walks to 3 strikeouts. So some pretty key things to point out in the stat book, but looking to get some of those down today as there's a line drive into left field and a leadoff base hit from Marquise Arizio. He gets his first base hit of the game. He now moves to 1 for 3 overall. Now with a runner on first and nobody gone, it's the 2-hole hitter. It's Andres Frias back up to the plate. Remember, in his last at-bat, Frias hit a Little League home run, his second home run of the season. Got over the head of Demarius Rodriguez in center field and just never stopped running after that. First pitch is a big looping curveball but up and above the strike zone, and it goes to 1-0. Frias now, after that homer, he's 1 for 3 with the RBI. Runner on first, nobody gone. We're in the top of the 7th inning in a 9-3 ball game. A high fly ball in the infield. Second baseman Rene Vega is under it, and he makes the catch, 1 away. Moves things over to Malachi Jones. Jones started the game as the first baseman, came in as a reliever, and then moved over onto left field where he is now. At the plate today, he's 0 for 3. Got to feel a little bit bad for Jones. He had a hit robbed by Brandon Roberge as he squares around and gets it down over to the third baseman Rivera. The throw to first in time. Call it a sacrifice bunt for Malachi Jones, and a really nice play by Rivera over at third. It's a tough play made look easy by him. But a productive out. And a sac hit. So Robert Jimenez will be the man at the plate trying to keep the inning alive for Bloomfield. Although he hasn't. Jimenez, he's 1 for 3 so far today, but he's reached twice. Once on a single, the other on an error, and he came around to score. First offering into him. That big looping curveball just misses up and above the zone. 1-0. So despite the leadoff single, out on the mound, Dalton Wright has done a good job of settling down a bit. As I say that, he gets behind in the count 2-0. Wright was an all-conference player 2 years ago as a senior in high school at Windsor Locks. Fairly local. Now falls behind in the count 3-0 here to Jimenez. Jimenez does have a hit today, so that means he's now on a 4-game hitting streak, as well as a 10-game on-base streak, including this game. And the auto take on the inside corner, 3-1. He's had a really good couple of games, now 3 games. Against the Eagles, 1 for 3 today. That makes him 3 for 9 against post overall. I'm looking to add on to it. But he swings and misses, and the count runs full, 3-2. Boy, good high fastball just above the chest out of the hands of Dalton Wright. We'll see here. The runner on second base is Marquise Arizio. We'll see if he decides to take off in a 3-2 count with 2 outs. He doesn't need to. Righty on righty, the payoff pitch. Down low, it's ball 4. Boy, you could hear some of the cheers. I think the Eagles dugout thought it was strike 3, but pitch definitely looked a little bit down low. Looked like Velasco is having a word with home plate umpire. In fact, some of the post-Eagles on the bench are having some words with him. Gave him a quick look and told him to stop. And it looks like they did. So 2 men on, 2 men out. And Juan Romero is the man at the plate. Tough assignment here for Dalton Wright, a righty on lefty matchup. First pitch in. Big wave and a miss, and the count goes to 0-1. Wright, he's 1 for 3 today. Ripped a double back in the fourth inning and came around to score after that. Next pitch misses upstairs, evens the count at 1 apiece. Romero, another two-way player for these Bloomfield Bears. Falls behind 1-2 again. It was that high fastball. And when you don't have the most overpowering velocity, like Dalton Wright, you got to set up that fastball with some good breaking stuff, and he's done that well to most of these hitters. See if you can finish it off. The 1-2, left too far upstairs, evens it up at 2 apiece. From the stretch, the 2-2. High fly ball in the infield, actually behind home plate. It's the catcher Velasco making the catch behind, and he hangs on to it. Yes, he does. Wow, what a play by Velasco. He made the catch falling backwards and then was able to hang on to it. Looked like he stumbled a few times, and he had to deal with Justin Rivera sliding into his legs as well. But boy, that's a tremendous play for the final out of this 7th inning. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. It's still 9-3 Post here on Post University Baseball. Two-thirds of the way through this game, and it's a 9-3 lead for the Post University Eagles. Still going up against Frank Scarra, who has pitched very well for Bloomfield in relief. 2 2/3 for him so far, and he hasn't allowed a base runner. Be going up against the 4, 5, and 6 hitters for the Eagles, starting with the man who made that tremendous play behind the plate, Isaiah Velasco. Boy, it's a tough play to really descript, so to speak. It was a pop-up. Started in foul territory behind the plate, and he ranged back into fair territory. The third baseman at the time, Justin Rivera, was ranging in to try to catch it as well. And Velasco was able to hang on to it, bobbled it, recovered it, lost his helmet, held onto his helmet, and then also was able to stay standing through the slide from Justin Rivera at third base as well. So just a tremendous play from him. Now he's ahead in the count 2-0 here. At the plate, hitting-wise for Velasco, he's 0 for 1, but he's reached base twice. Once on a walk, the other on a hit by pitch. He's stolen a base, and he's come around to score after both the times he's reached. And he takes a 4-pitch walk this time around. So, first base runner allowed by Frank Serra of the game, and a fairly easy one at that. 4-pitch walk. And now Justin Rivera steps up to the plate. By the way, we can close the book on the Eagles starter, Brennan Holligan, today, who had a tremendous start and is in line for the win. 6 innings of work, gave up 5 hits and 3 runs, but only one of those runs was earned. He walked 2 and struck out 8. Tremendous day for the Eagles starter. They're in line for the win and trying to add some insurance into the final third. It's now Justin Rivera up to the plate. Quick check over on Velasco on first to no avail. Rivera was robbed of a base hit last time. It was Marquise Arazo, the second baseman, made a sliding grab on his backhand and then threw to first in time. So overall on the day, he's 1 for 3, but maybe should be 2 for 3. Runner takes off, pitch a curveball up high, the throw down to second base, nowhere close. And actually it goes into the outfield. Call it a stolen base. And an E2 that time on Miguel Burgos. That's the second throwing error of the game on stolen base attempts. Puts a runner over on third base. So another run only 90 feet away from scoring for the Eagles. Now Justin Rivera in a 1-0 count. The pitch finds the outside corner and it evens it up at 1-1. Rivera, by the way, he picked up an RBI back in the fourth on his single. Next pitch misses outside, a good take. It goes to 2-1. The reason why I bring up that RBI with Rivera is because he's on a 5-game RBI streak now. That's really, really hard to do. You got to give a lot of credits to your teammates for that one as well, because they put you in a position to get some RBIs. He skies one into right field. It is a foul ball. Boy, that was a long run for the right fielder, Juan Romero, who was playing shaded towards his left. And if that just found some grass in fair territory, it likely would have been extra bases. Instead, it's a long strike number 2, and it evens up the count at 2 apiece. Righty on righty matchup. Justin Rivera having to protect the 2-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Boy, first strikeout of the game for Frank Serra, and that was a good-looking breaking ball to fool Rivera for a crucial out number 1. Next up to the plate for Post, it's Hayden Roberge. Fourth at-bat of the day for him. He's 0 for 1. Once again, he was walked and hit by a pitch. Came around to score after both of them. First pitch taken on the outside corner for a strike, and it goes to 0-1. Roberge, a .305 batting average this year. Third most at-bats on the team, as well as the third most doubles with 7 of them. The 1-1. Chopped foul down the third base line, and count moves to 1-2. Give you the line scores in this game so far. It's 3 runs on 6 hits and 2 errors for Bloomfield. Meanwhile, 9 runs on 7 hits and 3 errors for the Eagles. 1-2. Chopped foul once again. A good job by Roberge just to stay alive. Both the errors for Bloomfield today have come due to throwing errors from their catcher Miguel Burgos on stolen base attempts. The 1-2. Down low. Good take. And a 1-2 count. Not easy to lay off the breaking ball like that, but it was a good eye by Roberge to do just that. They're in a good battle here. It's a 2-2 count, but this next one will be the 6th pitch of this at-bat. Breaking ball is left upstairs, goes to 3-2. The runner on third, that's Isaiah Velasco. Reached on a walk, stole second, and then the throwing error allowed him to get to third. The payoff pitch. Line drive back up the middle. It's another base hit. Rounding third and coming home to score is Isaiah Velasco. It's an RBI single for Hayden Roberge, and it's now a 10-3 ball game. First base hit of the day for Roberge. He picks up his first RBI as well, but the 8th as a ball club for Post. They have now scored in 4 of their last 5 innings in this one. Trying to continue the fun, it's Jalen Kelly stepping up to the plate, who might be the player of the game here in Game 1. Runner takes off, first pitch in, up high, the throw down to second base, again, not particularly close. Call it a stolen base for Auberge over on first. So Jalen Kelly at the plate. He's 3 for 3. A couple of doubles, 2 runs scored, and 3 RBIs so far for Kelly. As he takes a strike. Not sure he loved that one. Goes to 1-1. How about the bottom 3 of this lineup today for Post? Having an unbelievable day so far. Combined, they're 5 for 7. They're 5 for 7 with 3 doubles. Actually, 4 doubles. 7 RBIs and 3 runs scored between the 3 of them. That's Jalen Kelly, Dario Sosa, and Manny Contreras. When you can get the bottom third of your lineup producing like that, more times than not, it's going to be a really good day for whatever team you're on. Kelly fouls that one off down the third base line, so counts 2-2 now. And we have a little bit of a mound visit here between Serra and Burgos. It's also a tricky situation with the doubleheader yesterday and the doubleheader today in terms of managing your pitchers. I'm sure for both of these coaches, they're leaving guys out there a little longer than they would necessarily prefer. Right now, you're relying on Serra to try to finish off this game, maybe, if you're Bloomfield, because you've got a whole other 7 innings after this. You've already gone through. This is your 4th pitcher of the day. The wild pitch is going to let Roberge move up to third. Count runs full on Jalen Kelly, who's trying to reach base safely for the 4th time in as many at-bats today. Righty on righty matchup, the payoff pitch. High fly ball, shallow right field, charging in is Juan Romero, the right fielder, and he makes the catch. That's a big out number 2, not moving up from third is Roberge. Would have been a tough play to tag up on with the right fielder Romero charging in towards the baseball. He would have had a lot of momentum heading towards the plate. So call it just a regular old flyout on the first time that Jalen Kelly's been retired today. Now with 2 away, the job gets a little bit tougher for Dario Sosa. Sosa, the tall, power-hitting sophomore out of Waterbury. First pitch into him. Misses outside, and it goes to 1-0. Sosa 2 for 2 actually. 2 doubles and a sacrifice fly. 3 RBIs. A run scored. And the 1-0. Ooh, heavy swing, wave and a miss. Out in front of a breaking ball, and it goes to 1-1. Safe to say that Sosa has bounced back nicely after having a tough day yesterday in both the games, going 0 for 4 against Bloomfield. Well, 2 for 2 with a couple of doubles will definitely feel very nice. Fouls an outside pitch off. Count goes to 1-2 now. Actually, I think it got a piece of Sosa on the rebound there. I believe so. I was looking down at my scorebook to put down the strike, but I wasn't totally sure. Either way, it goes to a 1-2 count. Sosa, he's typically a bit of a streaky hitter. You're seeing that today. But he's on a hot streak right now. 1-2 smacked hard the other way, deep into right field. Juan Romero, we're going back on it, and he makes the over-the-shoulder grab for the final out of the inning. Boy, a tough play by Juan Romero as he's shown off the speed a couple of times here in the bottom of the 7th, and he saves a run from scoring. But not before. For the Eagles, they get 1 run on 1 base hit, 1 error, and they leave 1 man stranded on the base paths. It's now a 10-3 ball game in favor of Post here as you're watching Post University Baseball. The Bears down to their final 6 outs in this ball game. And they're going to go up against Dalton Wright once again. Wright got himself in and out of trouble in his first inning of work a frame ago. Allowed 2 on, but got the rest of them out. He'll be going up against the 6, 7, and 8-hole hitters here for Bloomfield, starting with Frank Serra. Pitcher came in relief for Elder Maldonado, and so far he's been pretty good out on the mound. He did work a walk in his last at-bat, and it was a battle of a walk at that. So the 1-0 pitch into him, chopped on the ground over to the third base side. Going to be a tough play for Rivera. The throw on the run in time. Boy, what a tag by Manny Contreras as the throw took him off the bag, but he was able to lay down the tag on the runner, moving behind him, and that's a well-played out number 1. Not an easy play for a third baseman, and Justin Rivera has had a few of those today, ranging towards his backhand side. It's the longest throw across the diamond you can have. And a nice play on the other end by Contreras as well, who, boy, we've said that a lot today. Always vital to have a really good catching first baseman, as there seems to be a bit of an equipment malfunction, I believe. Isaiah Velasco behind the plate having trouble with his chest protector. So 1 away, nobody on, and now Joseph Klein steps back up to the plate. Klein, he's 1 for 3. Reached on a single his last time out. He also reached on an error back in the fourth inning. Takes a strike on the outside corner, and it goes to 0-1. The 0-1. Breaking ball. Beautiful pitch. Curveball drops off the kitchen counter and back into the strike zone, and it goes to 0-2. Boy, not a whole lot you can do with that if you're Joseph Klein in the batter's box. Just looks like it's a ball the entire way and then just finds the top half of the strike zone. Try to go back to that curveball there, but it just missed a bit below. And it goes to 1-2 now. See if you can get his first strikeout of the game for Wright. Check swing on a pitch down low. First base umpire says he didn't go around. It goes to 2-2. Something that I've noticed throughout this game, Isaiah Velasco behind the plate giving a lot of affirmation to his pitchers, which tends to be a really good thing. Hey, it's easy when your starter goes 6 innings of 3-run ball. And Dalton Wright's off to a pretty good start himself, as that's a called strike 3 on the outside corner. First strikeout of the game for Dalton Wright, and a big out number 2 here in the 8th. Now we move things over to Miguel Burgos. Burgos having a bit of a tough game, a couple of throwing errors, and 0 for 3 at the plate. First pitch into him. Misses low and away, and the count goes to 1-0. Last 2 at-bats for Miguel Burgos have both been strikeouts swinging on 3 pitches, so it's already off to a better start in this one. And now ahead in the count 2-0 after the fastball misses upstairs. 2-0 offering from Wright to Burgos. Just misses the outside corner. Now kind of expect the auto fastball here in the 3-0 count. Now the 3-0. In there for a strike. The auto strike, as I like to say, and it goes to 3-1. You rarely see a hitter swing 3-0 in collegiate baseball at any level, especially once you start getting down towards the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Fouls off the 3-1 pitch, and how about Wright? Working himself back into this count. It's now full 3-2. Right, the sophomore out of Windsor Locks, Connecticut, looking to get through 2 scoreless innings in relief. The payoff. Fouled off, and we'll do it again. Good battle here between Burgos and Wright. We'll see if Wright comes back out for the ninth inning with a 7-run lead. They might elect to get him in for 3. There's a high fly ball, straightaway right field. Sosa trailed in on it, then stepped back, and now he makes the catch. Make it 4 in a row retired for Dalton Wright on the mound. He works a 1-2-3 eighth inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. It's 10-3 Post here on Post University Baseball. New pitcher coming in for the Bears, looking to find the final 3 outs of the game for Bloomfield. It's the 6'3", 165-pound right-hander out of Harlem, New York. It's Brian Cespedes stepping up to the mound. In his 8th appearance of the season so far this year, he's only pitched in 4 1/3. He's given up 21 runs, but only 12 of them were earned on 23 walks and 4 strikeouts. So the control might be a bit of an issue for Cespedes. We'll see if that remains the case today. Stepping up against the 9-1-2 hitters here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And first pitch into Manny Contreras, misses down low. Contreras so far today, well, he's 0 for 2. But in one of his at-bats, it was a sac fly for an RBI. Next pitch finds the outside corner. A hat came flying off of Cespedes that time, and it goes to 1-1. So Cespedes, he comes in relief of Frank Serra, who pitched a gem today in relief, quite honestly. 2 2/3 innings of work. Only gave up 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and 1 run, which was earned. Hard ground ball right to the shortstop. Klein fields it on a tough hop, fires to first in time. 1 up and 1 down to begin this 8th inning. So we go to the top of the order for the 5th time today for Post University, and it's Jesse Alfala stepping up to the plate. Alfala is 0 for 3, was plunked by a pitch in the 3rd. First offering from Cespedes. Breaking ball misses low and away, and the count goes to 1-0. Interesting choice when you got the lively fastball that we've already seen from Cespedes, and at least statistically you have some control issues. Going first pitch breaking ball, I would think, is not the game plan. Now he shakes off his catcher once. Let's see if he goes back to it. The 1-0. He did go back to it, and that tends to be what happens. It's now 2-0. Alfala takes ball 3 up and away, so quickly 3-0 now on him. We'll see if Alfala even swings away. I think the unwritten rules of baseball would tell you you're not allowed to here. Up 7 in the 8th inning, 3-0. We'll see either way. Man, didn't get an opportunity. Ball 4 outside, so 4-pitch walk to Jesse Alfala. He reaches base for the second time today. Now with a runner on first and 1 man gone, we move things back to Rene Vega. A rare day for Vega where he hasn't reached base. He's 0 for 4 so far. Couple of groundouts, a line out, and a fly out. Switch hitter batting from the left side. First pitch in. Squares around, pops up the bunt, and goes right back to the pitcher. He makes the play, and Cespedes finds himself with 2 quick outs. So first time we get to see Sam Major step up to the plate today, or Ben Major, I should say. I forgot to mention, came in replacement of Rodriguez in center field in the last half frame. That's his first time at the plate. Runner takes off, first pitch, well up and away, goes past the catcher, and now moving from second to third is Alfala. The throw down to third, well in time. Boy, ill-advised that time from Jesse Alfala, as that's going to end the inning. So call it a stolen base and then a 2-3 caught, or 2-5 caught stealing. And now for the Eagles, I should say, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. It's a 10-3 lead heading to the top of the 9th here on Post University Baseball. Welcome back in to Waterbury, Connecticut, and Municipal Stadium. Trying to close the door on the Bears. It's once again Dalton Wright. Wright pitching very well through 2 innings of work, looking to get his 3rd in, and it won't technically go down as a save, but it will go down as a hold. So far, 2 innings of work for Wright. He's given up 1 walk, 1 strikeout, 1 hit, but no runs. And a hard ground ball through the left side of the infield for a base hit. So Franny Medina, the 9-hole hitter, getting aboard a couple of times today, his second base hit. Leadoff man on, and we go back to the top of the lineup now for Marquise Arazo. Arazo, he's 1 for 3. Singled, walk, couple of strikeouts, and a stolen base on his ledger today. Post looking to close the door, try to win this game by a 10-3 score. Till about 30 minutes from now, and they'll start off game 2. But there's a little blooper into shallow left field. It's another base hit for the Bears. And Arazo picks up his second single of the day. A little seeing eye blooper. Now 2 on and nobody gone. A couple of quick at-bats here for the Bears. It's Andres Frias. Back up at the plate. Remember, over in the 5th inning, Fry has hit a Little League home run. Over the center fielder Rodriguez's head. That was the 3rd run of the game for the Bears at that point. Takes ball 1 down low in the dirt. Stopped behind the plate by Sean Cleary, who, by the way, is in the game for Isaiah Velasco. It's Cleary in behind the plate. Velasco takes a seat before he'll likely get the start again in Game 2. And then, as mentioned last inning, Ben Major is in center field for the Eagles. Demarius Rodriguez taking his seat again, one of the best hitters in the CACC this year. He'll likely get the start in Game 2 as well. Be a 1-0 count here to Frias. 2 on, nobody gone. Breaking ball well up and in. Frias didn't like that one. Looking back towards Dalton Wright on the mound and now staring back out towards him. Clearly nothing intentional about that. The breaking ball up and in. Oh, never fun to be part of as a hitter, but those pitches tend to miss upstairs quite often. So it's a 2-0 count now to Frias. 1 for 4 on the day with that Little League home run. It was a solo shot. Chops one on the ground to third, could be 2, but Rivera bobbles it on the ground. It eats him up, and everybody's going to be safe. It's going to go down as an E5, and the 4th error of the game for Post University. Boy, it's one thing that you're really looking to clean up if you're the Eagles, not just in this series, but on the season overall. Fielding-wise, they're 6th in the conference in errors and 6th in the conference in fielding percentage. It's come back to bite the Eagles a few times, not just today, but yesterday. Malachi Jones swings at the first pitch and waves and misses, and it goes to 0-1. Bases loaded, nobody gone. What is now somewhat of a scary moment here for the Eagles. Next pitch finds the strike zone, low and inside. Boy, a huge pitch that time from Dalton Wright, and it goes to 0-2. Jones today, he's 0 for 3, reached on an error once and moved the runners over with a sacrifice bunt his last time out. Big power lefty with the bases juiced against a right-hander. The 0-2. Down low, beautiful stop behind the plate. Sean Cleary laying his body out on the line, but the count moves to 1-2 now. It was a leadoff single from Franny Medina, followed by another single from Marquise Arazo, and then that E5 allowed Andres Frias to reach. 1-2 pitch gets fouled straight back. Looked like Malachi Jones. I almost called him Dalton Wright. Looked like Malachi Jones was right on that one. Timed up the fastball well, just missed it a little under it. Wright looking for his 2nd strikeout of the game. He's not going to get it that time. This is down low, 2-2. There's just something about the 9th inning. Dalton Wright, he's faced all of these hitters earlier in this game. 2nd time for himself going through the lineup, but you hear it all the time in Major League Baseball. It's always harder in the 9th. 2-2, foul tip into the glove for a swing and a miss, and that's a huge 2nd out of the inning for Dalton Wright. His 2nd strikeout of the game. Looked like he went with the fastball on the outer half of the strike zone and caught Malachi Jones just a touch out in front of it. So now it'll be up to Robert Jimenez to try to keep the game alive for Bloomfield. He's having a good day so far. 1 for 3, but he's reached 3 times. Once on a walk, once on a single, and the other on an error. Big wave and a miss at some high cheese that time, and it goes to 0-1. Jimenez out of Patterson, New Jersey. Sophomore coming up in a big moment for the Bears. He lines one into center field for a base hit. Coming home to score is Medina, rounding third, but they're going to hold him up there. Is Arazo. It's an RBI single for Robert Jimenez, and it's now a 10-4 ball game. Boy, just station to station right now go the Bears, stringing together a bit of a late-game rally. And you never know. One big swing of the bat, and this is all of a sudden a 2-run game again. Still a lot of work to do, and it's why Dalton Wright is still in there, but Maybe a bit too close for comfort if you're post right now. First pitch, a hard foul ball from Juan Romero. Romero so far today, 1 for 3. Got a double back in the fourth. Actually, 1 for 4, I should say. Fouls it straight back, and just like that, the Bears are down to their final strike in this one. It's an 0-2 count. Romero has not struck out yet today, and Wright looking for his third strikeout of this game. Righty on lefty. The 0-2. Up and away, 1-2. This game started with Post scoring 2 runs in the third inning. Then Bloomfield tied it up a half inning later. Then a half inning after that, Post took a 6-2 lead. And they just kept on adding from there. Ultimately now we're at 10-4. There's a swing and a miss. And that's a big out number 2. Third strikeout of the game. As I thought there were 2 outs previously. Excuse me, that's the second out of this inning. Now we move things over to the pitcher. Brian Cespedes stepping up to the plate. He is a two-way player. But this will only be his 6th at-bat of the season. He's 0 for 5 so far. First pitch, check swing. And first base umpire says he did not go around, so it goes to 1-0. Righty on righty matchup. And the 1-0. In there for a strike, 1-1 now. Cespedes, he has reached base once with a walk, but in 4 of his other 5 at-bats, he has struck out. So still looking for that first base hit of the year. Next pitch misses upstairs, 2-1 now. Bases are still loaded, now 2 men gone. It's Arazo at third, Frias at second, and Jimenez at first. Cespedes at the plate. The 2-1. Fouled off, and now the Bears are down to their last strike. Dalton Wright trying to get a 3-inning hold. Looking for his 4th K, the 2-2. In there for a called strike 3, and that's the ball game. Eagles take game 1 by a 10-4 score here in 9 innings, and Dalton Wright slams the door. A little bit scary at the end there, but he finds a way to get himself in and out of trouble. Boy, for the Eagles, pitching-wise, what a beautiful day it was on the mound for Brennan Holligan. 6 innings of work, 3 runs, but only 1 of them was earned. 2 walks to 8 strikeouts for him. Dalton Wright gets 3 innings of 1-run ball as well, or 2-run ball, I should say. And then hitting-wise for the Eagles, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters having themselves a tremendous afternoon, but specifically, it's got to belong to Jalen Kelly, who went 3 for 4 today. 2 doubles, 3 RBIs, and 2 runs scored as well. He had himself a tremendous day, just continuing to have just a very hot last couple of weeks. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just about 30 to 40 minutes or so for Game 2 of this series. But until then, once again, it's Post 10 and Bloomfield 4.